I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's going to be a hell of a night come September 13th. No, definitely don't matter. You know, the odds can't fight for him, so, you know, it is.
Terence Crawford has delivered a direct warning to Canelo Álvarez ahead of their September 13th clash. On the other side, Virgil Ortiz doubts Crawford can overcome the size and weight gap, reminding fans that Crawford is stepping up 3 divisions to take on one of boxing's top names. Ortiz complimented Crawford's intelligence and skills in the ring, but feels Canelo's power, physical presence, and accuracy will be the difference. He pointed to Canelo's check hook against Buranga as proof that the Mexican star's timing is still elite. Ortiz admitted Crawford has a shot, and if he pulls...
I think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my #1 fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing. You know, the jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he gonna be able to even like to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter, and look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it.
Showbiz the adult also shared his thoughts, saying there's a reason Crawford often mentions Ricky Burns, as that fight marked a turning point in his career. He noted that even when some believed awkward fighters like Madrimov might trouble him, Crawford stayed composed, boxed smart, and came out on top. Showbiz said Crawford relies heavily on natural gifts like timing and reflexes to land clean, sharp punches, though he can be hit during exchanges. He reminded fans that Crawford has been dropped by Mean Machine, rocked by Gamboa, and clipped by Sean Porter. Showbiz dismissed the idea that Crawford will suddenly reinvent himself now.
A reason why Crawford always brings up Ricky Burns, because of this.
Burns needs to knock him out of that. Body shot wasn't the best.
On this one, the previous one.
That's Crawford, y'all. That's Crawford. That's the same one against Madrimov that y'all said Madrimov was too tricky. He ain't too tricky. Just box. Terence Crawford, even if he starts off boxing, at the end of the day, he uses his natural gifts, his timing, his reflexes, and everything to land great shots on you. And he does it, bam, and he gets hit in the exchange all the time. Got dropped by a Mean Machine doing that. Madrimov was popping. Gamboa rocked him. Sean Porter was catching him because he throws his. And y'all keep saying, well, in this fight, he's going to be totally different. He's 38 years old. That's what he's been. Y'all like Terence Crawford won't be Terence Crawford. No, I'm expecting him to be Terence Crawford.
Definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's going to be a hell of a night come September 13th.
When asked if Canelo's criticized performance against William Skull boosted his confidence, Crawford responded by saying his own last fight also drew criticism. So both men have room to improve. When pressed on whether fans will see a more aggressive, explosive side of him, Crawford replied, "That's why people need to watch the fight." He ended with a simple, pointed message to Canelo. See you soon.
So is his performance against William Skull, did you take more confidence from that fight?
A lot of people criticized my last performance, so, you know what I mean? We both need to step it up, I guess.
That's one from me, Terence. Obviously, we've seen Turkey Al-Sheikh mention no Tom and Jerry fights. You've said yourself you're going to put it on him, you're going to come for him. Do we see an explosive Terence Crawford that people won't have been expecting to see?
That's why you got to watch the fight so you can see.
I'll get a message to Canelo.
See you soon.
Norman Sr. made it clear he's all in on Crawford, saying he learned his lesson after losing money betting against him before. Now, a firm believer, Norman calls Crawford a smart, masterful fighter. After watching him closely, Norman described Crawford as a dangerous presence with the kind of boxing mind that always figures things out. He pushed back against the idea that beating Canelo is impossible, saying Crawford's skill set makes it very doable.
I got Crawford. I'm sorry. I was about to say Canelo. Where'd that come from? I got Crawford. I got Crawford, man. I learned to not bet against Crawford. I won't bet against Crawford again. I lost a lot of money betting against Crawford. So you know, those days of my life are over with. I've drunk the Kool-Aid.
You a believer now?
I'm a believer now. Yeah. Crawford is that guy, man. Crawford is that guy. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and you know,
right.
I've seen Crawford personally. I've seen him in the ring personally, and I mean, he a bad man. He a bad man. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to say, just like with my son, I'm gonna have to say, just with the boxing IQ, with in certain things, man. In certain things, I think that Crawford's gonna figure out a way to win. I don't think this is so. I don't think for how some people are looking at this. I don't think it's so far-fetched that Crawford can beat him. I just don't see that so far-fetched as some people are trying to make it.
Ryan Garcia said that while anything can happen in a matchup between two top fighters, he doesn't believe Crawford will beat Canelo. He admitted Crawford could surprise him, but he sees the size difference as a major hurdle. Having trained alongside Canelo, Garcia said the Mexican star has the strength to push around heavyweights, and this will be one of the few times Canelo is naturally the bigger man. Garcia believes that edge will let Canelo fight with more confidence and control. While respecting Crawford's talent, Garcia said,
two great fighters, great things can happen. But I can see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style though.
Do you give Terence Crawford any chance to beat Canelo?
I don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, like, I mean, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's, like, because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off, and now he could fight even more freely, you know? So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but, you know, Crawford is a great fighter, and he could surprise me. But right now, where I would put my money is Canelo.
Coach Bernie expressed total confidence in Crawford, saying he's sure Crawford will win. He insisted the fight isn't really about Canelo's skills, but about Crawford's greatness. In Bernie's eyes, Canelo is just part of the story, and Crawford is the star. He believes everything is in place for Crawford to deliver on fight night.
Bud Crawford, man, I'm so happy for him, and he gonna beat that boy, man. And like I say, it's not about how it's Canelo. It's about how good Crawford is. That's all this shit is about. It's about Crawford. It's the Crawford. He's just a mere person in the story. You understand? If you write this story, man, he's just a mere person in the story. And then it was this Canelo and this. That's all it is. But Crawford is the main character in the story. This shit was lined up for Crawford. It's about Crawford, man.
Bernie also gave Canelo credit for what he's accomplished, but said losing here wouldn't hurt his legacy. He believes Crawford will do what others like Erislandy Lara couldn't: stand his ground, land clean punches, and wear Canelo down. Bernie says Crawford is the better fighter and ready to prove it in the ring.
Canelo, he done his thing. He you know what I mean? He can't take nothing away from him because he loses to Crawford. Hell no. But you got to give Crawford enough stand because he gonna do what Lara didn't do. He gonna stand there and bust his ass up. He gonna turn him up, boy. That's what he gonna do. He gonna shout out to Lara, but I'm just saying he gonna do what them other guys didn't do. He gonna him up, man. He gonna fight that motherfucker, man. He gonna beat Canelo's ass, man. And it is what it is. Canelo great, Bud just greater. That's it. Ain't no separation about that.
David Morrell weighed in, saying this is a tough fight for Crawford and that Canelo's power will be a major issue. He suggested part of the reason Crawford took the fight could be the payday, but acknowledged the challenge is huge. Morrell described Canelo as strong and durable, predicting it'll be hard for Crawford to get past round 3. He gave Canelo a 60-40.
I say Crawford, but you know, it's the crazy fight. You know, it's too much pound for Crawford. I mean, I know he can do it for the money, but it's too much. It's too much pound for Crawford, and Canelo is not easy. You know, Canelo is stronger. it's difficult. It's difficult for Crawford to win the fight or to stay the win the 12th round. So, I say 60-40 for Canelo.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's head trainer, said his confidence in Crawford winning is sky high. He also said he's proud of Crawford and the entire team for reaching another big stage, giving fans a chance to see why many consider him the best pound-for-pound boxer.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely confident that he's going to get the victory. Second of all, I'm just happy for him and the team, so the world can see once again why he considered the best pound-for-pound.
Bomac added that Crawford isn't feeling any extra pressure because he always sticks to his game plan. He said nothing Canelo or anyone else says changes that. Bomac explained that their camp has one clear strategy and they're locked in on executing it.
No pressure on Terence because Terence gonna fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terence not one bit. We train for one way, the way we're gonna fight, and that's the way we're gonna get the job.
Finally, Bomac predicted fans will be shocked when Crawford breaks Canelo down. He said, the more comfortable Crawford gets at the higher weight, the more dangerous he becomes. In his view, adjusting well to this weight will be one of Crawford's biggest strengths.
We're going to be surprised when he dismantled Canelo. The more time goes on, the more time Terence can settle into that weight, the worse it's off for the opponent.
Kenny Porter dismissed claims that Canelo will easily beat Crawford, calling them ridiculous. He said he's known Crawford since he was a teenager and has seen him pass every challenge from national tournaments to the world stage. Kenny pointed out that Crawford makes tough fights look easy and reminded people that those unknowns he beat were actually champions at the time. He said he never bets against...
Well, that's total bullshit. That's total bullshit. See, because here's another thing where that's concerned. Bud has been a boxer since I first met him, he was like 13 years old. So Bud has been tested in national tournaments, Olympic trials, Pan Am Games. We were in Venezuela together in the Pan Am Games. He's been tested so many times along the way that when he got to the higher levels in professional boxing, he made it look easy. And a lot of times, the guys that he made it look easy against, those are probably the guys that Canelo are saying, oh, that's nobody, it's nobody. Nah, dude, that's who they put in front of me. That's who the champion was at the time, and I beat him. And just like Bud said, everybody that they put in front of him, he has beat him. I'll never bet against Bud.
Kenny.
I got Bud.
Kenny,
I never bet against.
Kenny also said neither fighter will feel much pressure since both have proven they can handle it. He recalled Canelo stepping in with Floyd Mayweather at just 21 or 22 years old, showing he had mental toughness. As for Crawford, Kenny described him as calm, confident, and unshaken. He believes both men are mentally strong.
Either one of these guys feel pressure. These are the guys that are built for pressure. So, Canelo stepped up against Floyd when he was, 21, 22 years old. He was a kid. Nah, there's no pressure for Canelo, right? And as far as Bud, he cool as the other side of the pillow, man. He just, I know that personally. I know that personally. This dude is, he's ice cold. Ain't nothing but, ice cold running through his veins. And so there's no pressure. And then on the other side of it, as far as, who's the guy that's better prepared for this? Each fight is different.
Finally, Kenny said this fight stands out because neither has faced someone quite like the other. He expects the early rounds to be cautious as they size each other up. While Canelo has the size advantage and more experience at higher weights, Kenny believes Crawford's adaptability could decide the fight. He called Crawford's ability to adjust mid-fight a rare gift that separates him from...
Neither one of them has fought anyone like the other. This is the first time for either. So there's going to be a little fill-out going on. And then I also expect that Canelo thinks, as he should, as if I was training Canelo, I should as well. I would feel the same way. He's got a size advantage, right? Even if Bud comes in at, the same weight, the size advantage goes to the man who's been comfortably fighting there for a long period of time, for a longer period of time. Give me a second, bro. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's that as well, but I think Bud overcomes that. He usually, with anyone he's in there with, he usually figures them out. He's got this little thing in his brain that figures out everybody's in there.
Manny Pacquiao called Canelo versus Crawford a great matchup, but gave Canelo the edge since Crawford is moving up in weight. He advised Crawford to focus on maintaining and building his speed and strength, saying it's hard to add weight without losing quickness. Pacquiao stressed that speed will be the key and urged Crawford to work on footwork, sharpness, and
good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength, because it's hard to go up in higher weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve.
Colleton said boxing fans are in for a treat, calling it an evenly matched fight where either man could win. Monoton agreed, saying the bout will be competitive and unpredictable, which adds to the excitement. It's a big leap, but I think Crawford has a real chance. To me, it's 50-50. I can't say who'll win. Whoever's better on the night will. The fans are the real winners here. Keith Thurman said Canelo will fight his usual way, but the real question is how Crawford adjusts to the higher weight. He believes Crawford's success depends on his training, preparation, and ability to stay fast and mobile. Thurman stressed using smart tactics like jabs, feints, and angles. He brought up how Charlo adjusted after a knockdown, using movement and defense to reduce Canelo's power. Thurman said while good defense won't guarantee victory, it could help Crawford survive and stick to the rule.
It's a big jump for sure, but I feel like Crawford definitely has a great chance. I feel like it's a 50-50 fight. I really don't know who will come out on top of that one. I just feel like the better man that night will win. So I feel like the fans are the winners in that one.
Canelo is really, Canelo's gonna be Canelo, man. He's really. I think all the variables lie on Crawford. Crawford is confident, but Crawford is outside of his zone. It's all about the training camp, the preparation, the extra weight, but still being agile, I believe that it's tactics and game plan. I hope he works behind that jab. I hope he works behind the feint, and I hope he uses small little angles and different things, almost like when Charlo got dropped, right? After he got dropped, he never got dropped again. And because he never got dropped again, there's evidence that a nice mover, keeping your hands up, you actually can not get hurt by Canelo. Now, that was not the keys to victory, because that was the keys of survival. But survival and tactics of not getting hit, the game of boxing is hit and not get hit.
Absolutely.
So to have the defense, to use the leg,